All right, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with our lunchtime learning. We do have some awesome fifth graders right over here who are going to provide some child care. So if you want to go ahead and walk your children over or send them over. Hey, Riley, will you stand up and raise your hand? Maybe come over here a little bit and can send some friends on the way. Any of your kiddos can go in, and they can go throughout. We'll set a video on. He can be our little grand marshal taking them over. They're just going to stay in here, so if they need to come back and see you, it'll be all good. You want to follow her, make sure go in there? All right, perfect. All right, well, thank you all again for being here. I'm Miss Gunter, Katie Gunter, and I'm the Parent Involvement Coordinator here. I wanted to start the year off by showing you our Parent Resource Center. Now, I know that almost every single one of you in here has used this, which is awesome. Raise your hand if you have checked out materials from this area. Now, if you haven't, then you're in for a treat. And even if you have, I'm going to show you a lot of resources that are either new or you might not have seen before or known how to use, and we're going to play them so that you can check them out and you can take them home to play with your children there. First of all, the Parent Resource Center is everything in this little corner. So if you see the stars, then this is for you to check out and take home. We have math stuff, we have reading stuff, we have books for you to help out with your parenting, we have all kinds of things, freebies, some even like behavior management stuff. If you have a child who needs a little bit of help at home with the behavior, we have some DVDs that you can check out and take home. So it's an awesome resource for you. It's open when the school's open. So you can come in 8 o'clock until 3 o'clock. The most visited time is during lunch, when you come in and see your children eat at lunch, but then come on by and check something out from the Parent Resource Center. I'm not always in here, but that's okay. You can help yourself to what you like, and especially today, you'll know what to do and how to do it. Miss Lozen is in here, and Miss Prosser, so if you need help from them, they are more than happy, or you can help. You can find me or get someone to find me. My office is right out these doors to the left, so I might be in there, or if it's an emergency, I will be able to be tracked down. So no worries. No, you don't have to make library cards. The easy thing about this is the way you check it out is right here at this podium. All right. This is our Title I materials checkout. So everything in the Parent Resource Center is purchased with Title I money. What you do is you'll be able to go and find whatever you would like. Say I wanted to get a book about bugs. I'm going to take this home and I'm going to read this book with my child. It's really cool because it has some smaller, more detailed vocabulary on one page, and then larger font and a little bit easier to read. So the parent can read one side and the child can read the other. So I want to check this out. All you do is come over here to this binder. You're going to open up to the next clean page and just fill out on the grid. Okay? You're going to write your child's name in the first box, their teacher's name, your name, your phone number, just in case it comes to the end of the year and we don't have it back. I can call you up and say, hey, will you look and see if you have that still at your house? And then the material that you check out. So this book, I would write about bugs. That's the title of the material. You have 2 weeks, 2 semanas, to check out your book, our materials, and then bring them back. So right here, return date, you can write down the date that it's returned, that it needs to be returned. And I have created this little calendar right here that should be updated. So come February, I'll put the February one in. Today is the 14th, so I'm just going to hop down 2 weeks. 1 week is the 21st, 2 weeks is February 28th. So my materials that I check out today will be due on February 28th. All right? If you finish before, then bring them back. If you need more time, then we would like for you to at least send in a note so that we can make sure we put it in there that it was an extended checkout. Because lots of people like these materials, and so they want to have some opportunity to check them out also. Yes, if you can't come in, no worries. You can send them with your child in their book bag, and they can bring them to the Parent Resource Center and return them. The return bucket is this yellow bucket. It's either right here or in this area, so you can just drop it in. Something that is helpful is if you can write your child's name on it, then when we put the materials back, we can just go through and find their name and then easily mark it off. So it's very low-tech, old-school checkout system, but it works, and you are able to get the materials that you need to help your children at home. Okay. Now, last year I created something that I wanted to show you today because I think that this is going to be a way that you parents can help each other out. It's called the Tried and True Binder. So what it is if you have checked out a material, if you checked out that book that you were able to both read together and you loved it, then write it down on this piece of paper. Okay? There's English on one side and Spanish on the other. It just says, hi, my name is blank, your name, and I have a child in whatever grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade. And then it says, I want to tell you about a great resource. I use this resource at home with my student. On this blank, on this line, you're going to write down what you used at home that was really cool. This is great for, you'll circle. Is it good for math? Is it good for reading, writing, or something else? And then it lets you have a chance to write down why you love the material and why your child loved the material. Check it out. It's worth your time. So it's kind of like those old Reading Rainbow videos, if you have ever seen them or if your children have seen them. It's just a recommendation. So you can let your fellow parents know what are the good things that they should check out to help out too. So this is going to be here if you want to take some today and fill them out and send them back. Then we can start filling them up and letting people go through and seeing what's awesome. There are specific procedures for a checkout that are located right here. The English one is taped down in red, and the Spanish one, it looks just like this. It's just a few reminders. We ask you to try to check out 6 total materials at a time. You have the 2 weeks. Make sure you put your student's name, teacher's name, your name and phone number in the checkout. And if you have any questions about the stuff, you can contact me, and it has my contact information on there. Where my office is, which is right outside of the Media Center. It also says, if you have any suggestions of things that we can add to the Parent Resource Center, please tell me, all right? We have a chunk of money. It's called the 1% set aside. So all of the money that we get from the Title I funds, 1% of it goes to what the parents want and request. So if you think we need some, actually I had a parent in here yesterday. She has adopted a child and she wants some books on adoption. I can put in to get some of those books to add to our resource center. Okay, so if you think we need some more games that talk about science topics to help the science learners or even social studies, suggest it. I'll look into it and hopefully buy it. So let me know. I want your feedback. Okay? Good? Do we have any questions yet? Okay. I am right on time. All right, so today I have 7 very popular activities that you can check out, and many of you have probably used. At the end, I'm going to give you about 20 minutes to play some of these games with yourself or with your neighbor or anyone in this room, just so that you can try it out, and if you have questions, then I can help you. Okay, so the first one, I kind of already showed you what it is, and some of them I'm just going to show you over here. You can take the tour, and a little bit and kind of walk through. But hopefully right now you can just have an idea of where they are. So the first one are called We Both Read books. So like I showed you before, one side is a little bit smaller font. That's for the parent to read. And one side is for the child to read. All right? We have these books in English, and then in Spanish. And then we've just gotten a few that are both English and Spanish. And they might be all checked out right now. So, did y'all get some before break? Okay. Those are to be continued. Like, we'll find those. So, those are neat because you have English words and Spanish words on one page. So, if you want your child to be practicing both, and if you want to practice both, then you can have that opportunity. Similar to these kind of books. Wrong one. Got an example. Guess Who Hides? These are our bilingual books. So it's written with English on the page and Spanish on the page. Okay. Has anyone checked these kind of books out? Or these to read at home with your children? The We Both Read? So they might be good resources if you parents have questions. You could ask a fellow parent. How it goes. Oh, something else is new. Hey, did y'all notice that I kind of tidied up over here? If you've been in it a lot, I used to not have these yellow bins. It used to be kind of hard to pull out and see what the books were. These are our leveled readers, which is awesome because everyone in the school, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth graders, every student is leveled in their reading abilities. So it starts at pre-A, and that's about the kindergarten beginning of the year, and it goes all the way to Z. Your teacher definitely knows what the reading level is, and your child should know what his or her reading level is. So if you really want to practice what exactly they can read, find out their reading level. Here's a level D, and then you can check out some of these books. So this level D, they should be able to read this very easily. If you want to challenge them a little bit, go up a reading level. Okay? They might have a little bit of difficulty with it, but if you're sitting by them, then you can help them with the words that they don't know. That's going to help increase their reading levels the next time they are tested. So these are an awesome, awesome book that match our reading curriculum. All right. Second game, frog games. Now the frog games are cool and the kids love them. We play them in school also. And so I know, actually I think it was yesterday, I was tidying up the Parent Resource Center and some kids were in here checking out their books. They're like, oh my gosh, look at the frog games. We have so many, so they get so excited about them. We have frog games for both reading skills and math skills. You can see that we have some right here, a few right here, and some up here in these bins. So we have a lot for you. Now really, when you come and look, you can look at the envelopes. This envelope is for missing add-ins to 10. Okay, so this is going to practice their addition skills. You're going to have a set of cards, okay? And this card says 5, it has a picture of 5 apples, plus blank, that's the missing added, equals 7. So your child, when you play the game, you get the game board, and you're going to get 2 little pieces also. Your child's going to try to correctly guess the answer. 5 plus blank equals 7. So they're going to think 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think it's 2. I can add 2 to 5 to get to 7. So I have 3 answer choices. A is 4. No, that's not what I said. B is 2. Ooh. C is 0. I think it's 2. Okay? So The awesome part of this is if you have siblings and you're not around and can't like work with them, they're self-checking. So if you turn it over, it does tell you the correct answer. B is right. So you get to move ahead 2 places. All right, so I would move ahead. Now if you get the answer incorrect, then you just have to stay where you are. So there are different kinds of categories, different kinds of cards for all kinds of topics. Reading, for your grammar, for your punctuation, multiplication, just tons and tons and tons. Now some of them are in a box that has the P on it. Do you see this P, and up here there's a P? These are bilingual. So they're a little bit lower levels, but the questions on the cards are going to be in both English and Spanish. So if you don't read English or if you don't speak English, then that's okay. You can still help your child because you have it in English and Spanish. All right, same thing. The answer is on the back. It tells you how many spaces to move ahead. The kids love this. These are the frog games. Oh, the next one is something a little bit newer than our frog games. They're called versatiles. With the versatiles, you choose a book that has your subject that you want to practice and this black kit, okay? They're kind of workbook pages, but they don't have to write the answer in here. They're going to try to get a pattern that matches down here at the bottom. Do you see that itty bitty kind of pattern down here? You're going to use these tiles to answer your questions. And it's going to try to match up, the colors are supposed to match up what you saw at the bottom of the screen. Okay? So when you open it up, it has numbers on one side and letters on the other. Then you're going to look at the workbook page. This first one, my directions are find the sum. So numbers 1 says 10 plus 10. I'm trying to think of what the sum is for 10 plus 10. If I look down at the bottom at the answer box, 10 plus 10, 10 plus 10, 20. Okay, so I'm looking for 20. I see 20. There's my answer right there in letter J. So number 1, I'm going to pull number 1 up from here. Okay, and I'm going to put it down on my letter J. All right, so I'm not looking at the colors yet. I'm still looking at the numbers. I'm going to do all of them as correctly as I can, if I think that that's the correct answer. Then I'm going to just put, so like number 8, 40 plus 20, 40, 50, 60, oh 60. So number 8, I have it in my hand. I'm going to look on my answer box and I see 60 is letter B. All right, you see B, 60B, whoops. Well that means I didn't get this one right because I know for sure that 40 plus 20 is 60. I'm going to take this one away, put my 8 there, and I'm going to have to rethink number 2. Okay, so I'm going to fill them all up. And this one, like the frog games, is self-correcting also. So you can close it, flip it over, and open it up. And there are your colors. Now this pattern should match the pattern that's at the very bottom of the page. If it doesn't, then you didn't get some of them right. So you would have to look back and see if you could readjust. Let's see. Nope, that's not right. I need to look back. So we have the versatiles in reading skills and math skills also. Most of ours are for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, but there are probably some skills that 2nd graders could work on too. Oh, and something else at school, we have mini versatiles. They're so cute. Just little tiny baby, like for doll size. But it's just a little bit of a change in the regular routine. But be careful because these could easily disappear. And if they go missing, then you can't really do the game correctly. next thing that I want to share with you is a playaway. How many of you have heard of or used a playaway? One of these, little MP3. It's a book, an audio to listen to. These are cool because we have them in chapter books and picture books. So it's like a little mini iPod that only has a story loaded on it. So you get your earphones, you plug them in, and there's a button on here that says power. So you're going to turn the power button on. It says pause right now, so I'm going to get my book ready. This can help with the fluency. Even if the story is a little bit higher reading level than your child is reading, they're listening to someone. There's someone on the other end of my earphones that is fluently reading the story. So I can press play and I hear the story reading aloud. So I can use my finger to follow along. And if your child has 20 minutes of reading homework each night, which I know when I was a third grade teacher I assigned, I think fourth grade teachers do, second grade teachers do, a lot of teachers assign that homework. These would be good too. This is reading. They're reading definitely. Following along and listening to some fluent reading. So all of our playaways these are the chapter books and these bins. And then all the picture books are right over here in the back. The picture books usually have multiple playaways that come together. Any questions on those four? I know it's a lot. We're speeding through, so I want you to try some out. Yes, these are reading levels based on like the numerics. So 5.0 is about 5th grade at the very beginning of the year. 6.2, 6th grade, 2nd month. Some of the playaways that are the picture books have different reading levels. One of the books is going to be a 3.5, but one of them is going to be a 5.0. That's okay. Even if they can't read the words, at least they're hearing the fluent reading, and maybe they can match up some words to the audio of it, which is a great, great start. Yeah. Sure. Yep. Yeah, a lot of you guys have received this during conferences. It's our reading level continuum. Shows where your student is, where they should be based on their grade level. These are not the same numbers, but I can definitely find that out for you, that information, and print something else out. So we have all of the different letters and numbers to match up together, so you know exactly what to get for your children. There's some math book bags that we have. On the other side of this, there's a little shelf that has 3 drawers. They are green, red, and yellow drawers, and that's where these book bags are. All of the materials in this book bag have to do with measurement. It says that it's about the 2nd grade level, but if your child is working with measurement, it has some great manipulatives in here that they can use, no matter what age. Here's a little thermometer that they can play with. There's a geoboard in here, which is good for working with, it's brand new, so I'm going to have to rip it open. Making some shapes. So a lot of times they're used to doing this stuff in class, and what you can do is check it out from here so they can just continue their practice at home. So like with these rubber bands, you can measure how many pegs across to make that, or you can practice making shapes. What shape is this? It's a triangle. Whoops. Careful, because these might pop off. What shape is this? Square. Okay? So just some basic activities in these book bags. We have these for kindergarten, 1st, 2nd levels, but if you are a parent of an older child, I'm sure you can find something in here that would work out for practice with them. All right. I'm going to show this last. our tried and true flashcards. The addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, we've got to know our facts. And a lot of times the kids just learn it for their Sunday, Monday in 3rd grade, or learn it for the test and then forget it. We can't do that. So we have flashcards available. They're at the bottom in one of these shelves. The pink one is for multiplication and division. The blue one is for addition and subtraction. What's neat about these triangle ones is that you can practice both multiplication and division because they're fact families, or both subtraction and addition. So I have 3 numbers on it, a 10, a 9, and a 19. This is my addition one. If I cover up the purple, or the one on top, I'm going to add these 2 together. And whatever these add together should be what's under my hand. 10 plus 9 is 19, got it right. So I would put it in my correct pile. Okay? You can cover up one of the blues and take away or subtract. So 21 minus 9 equals 7? Oh man, that does not say 7. I did not get it right. So I'm going to put it on my try it again pile. I did this when I was in high school, middle school, when I was working on learning all of my vocabulary or math facts. I know this pile and I need to work on it. So work on it, try it again. Let them earn prizes if they get 5 right, 10 right. Keep on going, okay? So just little incentives to practice their math facts. All right. And the very last thing that I want to show you today is so new that I think only one family has checked it out so far. They are our learning palettes. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. And we have them in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade skills. And what it is another self-checking tool. Okay? So, let's see. All of the cards in this little container are going to be about money, or simple fractions, or addition and subtraction with sums and differences through 18. So a lot of different skills in here. What you're just going to do with this? Ooh, so new. It has a card. You only need 1 card at a time. Okay? So I'm going to twist this off so I can open it up. Oh, this is brand. Look at this, guys. Just got it. Because y'all told me that you wanted some more math games. So I found these and I'm like, this is a math game. This is fun. So we got them. Okay. It has directions on here. They're just in English. I might get Hector to translate in Spanish so that you can be reminded of how to play. But basically what you're going to do, I'm going to actually come over here and have a table. You're going to, sorry, take all of your chips off. Okay, these are removable. Some of them have holes in them. Some of them are just solids. Well, the kids will like to do that. Just toss them off. Okay? And then you're going to grab your card that you want to work with. Okay? And you see one side is just white and one side has colors. You want the white side to be facing up. That is your practice side. Okay, so I'm going to just put it right on top of my learning palette. There's a little hole in the middle. And then you know where to go because there's a hole at the bottom and it needs to fit on that peg too. Okay, so that's going to be my right side. Now from here, this is where it gets kind of tricky. I want to look at like where my different pegs are. Do you see how this is a green circle with nothing in the middle? So I need my green circle with nothing in the middle. Okay? This, I need to count the money. So I think that there's a nickel and 1, 2, 3 pennies. So I know a nickel is 5 cents, 6, 7, 8. So my green with nothing in the middle is going to be worth 8 cents. I'm going to look around on the outside to see where my 8 cents is. Alright? So that's where I'm going to put my green. Let's see. Will you hand me the purple, the solid purple? Thank you. Now I'm going to count that up. These are dimes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dimes. I know a dime is worth 10 cents. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 cents. Excellent. Y'all are thinking. I didn't ask you to think when you came. All right, so I'm going to look around. There's 50 cents, so I'm going to stick it here. All right? When you fill them all in, what you can do, take this off, flip it over, and your color on the outside should match your color disc. There are lots and lots of these to practice your different math. The kids like these too because they're pretty new. The frog games, they've been in the classrooms for a while, but the learning palettes, they're just coming out. So if you say, hey, I learned about this really new thing. Alexander saw me practicing with this today. He's like, I love those. And I was like, well, I'm about to tell your grandmother about it, so maybe you can play at home. So this would be something cool to check out. Really, what you just need is one of these and then one of these. You don't have to take the entire bag home unless you want to. That's fine. But then there's just so many in here that a lot of people could benefit from it. Okay. How are you feeling? You need a stretch break yet? No. Check it out. I'm about to let you free and choose what you want, but I want to show you one more thing. Thank you. You wanted to stick it in here. I have created an online parent resource center for you. Okay? Now it's awesome to come here and be able to check things out and actual tangible things that you can hold and play with. But sometimes there are some things that parents, you need to know how to do, and you can't come here and always get that knowledge. Like the number talks that we're starting with the Common Core. So I've created a website called the Online Parent Resource Center that has a bunch of different things that you can use at home online. There's also some different games that your kids can link to, but I want to show you how to get there. I'm at the Cumming Elementary website. If you just Google Cumming Elementary, you know what I'm going to do? I'm taping this to put on here. So if you are not able to come to a lunchtime learning or math night or reading night, we tape what is going on right here, and I can upload it so you can watch it on YouTube. So this is just our home page, and right here is a link for Online Parent Resource Center. So I'm going to click it. There's one more link. I want you to just click there, and here it is. So you have lots of tools that are down here about, contact, Title I events that are coming up in the past. Here's October. So in October, we had our Reading and Technology Night. Here are all of the handouts that you got. I have them on here if you want to look at it again. Miss Shoemaker talked about its learning. So here's just a little presentation that she gave at the very beginning of reading night that you can watch and preview. There's even something up about today's event. So I'm here under January. Oops. Wait, title limits. January. Ooh, there's the flyer. Does that look familiar? And then, right here at the bottom, I would like for you guys, before you leave, to hop on a computer over here and answer this survey. You know how you normally write down what you thought about it? I would love for you to try going through the Cumming Online Parent Resource Center and answering the survey through here. Okay? Now, here's a cool thing. If you read Spanish better than you read English, I'm going to show you a little trick. And I hope that it works. Did you know if you go through the Cumming Elementary website at the top, it says translate this page. And you can click down. The very first one is Spanish, English to Spanish. If you need it into Arabic, you can. If you need it into Chinese, French. But I'm going to put it into Spanish. Look. That's not English anymore. There you have it in Spanish. All right. Now, I want to go to that Parent Resource Center. That's not on the Cumming Elementary website anymore. I'm still going to click the link. Here is still Spanish. I'm going to click this link. I know very, very little Spanish, so I can't write in Spanish. But look at this. Look. Here's Spanish. Now, it may not be grammatically correct. It may not be exactly what I'm trying to say, but you have a lot of resources here that I'm sure will help you out. So here's the events for the Title I. Down here. Enero. All right. And then here's that survey right here that I want you to answer in Spanish. Pretty cool, huh? We have different websites that are good for different grade levels. Here's an example of Miss Martin in 2nd grade doing a number talks. So you can see like a sneak peek into your child's day. Now this won't be translated into Spanish. Miss Martin will still speak in English, but I even wrote a little blog, and I'm going to be blogging some more. But if you just want to see some thoughts, it's an awesome resource. All right. So that was a lot of information right there, wasn't it? I am going to let you go free, go wild. Choose any of these games that I showed you today and try to practice like you are a child also, okay? So I sat down today and I had a teacher looking over me. I was like, man, I really feel like I'm in elementary school again. I want you to feel like that too. Play around. Find a friend, find someone, even if you just are by yourself, and practice it. If you need help, ask us. Ask your friends who have tried this out. That would be awesome if you could leave with some resources. Also, before you leave, would you please get onto one of the computers and go to that online parent resource center so that you can kind of navigate and answer that survey. I would love your feedback. All right? You have any questions? Super good. Phew. And if I talk too fast, and if you're like, wait, what did she say about those learning palettes or the versatiles? I kind of forgot. It's on the video. Hi guys. Hi in the future. You can see it again. You can pull it up. I'm going to upload it pretty soon. And then go through this website and you can watch it again. Okay? All right. So feel free. I have some already pulled up out here. If you just want to get up and kind of just travel around. This Tried and True binder is out. If you want to go ahead and grab one of these pages to fill out and let your friends start checking out some awesome things, go ahead. We have lots of time now for you. Thank you so much for coming and helping your kids at home. This is an awesome, awesome school. Yes, thank y'all. Right now, we don't have this. So, I would like to end this. So, yeah, let me know. I think that I will bring out something else so that I can get a little okay. Do you want this exact one that has the different stuff, or do you want to go through? Okay. Because in here. There's a binder right here. So all you're going to do is write your child's name, your name. I think that was written down. But it's a teaching checkout period. We hope that you will get about 6 at the max. Just so that we'll have other reading materials for others.
por ahí grabando, nosotros éramos un grupo, eran dos. O a lo mejor de ahí. Sí, va. Yo no había suficiente tiempo porque salían todos. ¿Todavía ahorita? ¿A comer? No, sale. Oh, abajo. Sale como en 10. No, a menos de 20 minutos media hora.
Okay, okay, good. Okay. The measures of that. Yes. Where did that go? Yes, I think that's
Pero mira.
Ahí está la pintando.
I was just trying to play around. I mean, he's in second grade. This might be good. This may, actually, you know what? This is exactly what I shot because he was like, that looks hard. I was like, no, it's not. These are the base pinballs. So the square, these long ones, and then that little one is just one. So I'm trying to figure out that. 4, 5, 6, 700. I'm gonna go ahead and start you off the bag and your little shopping bag. Thank you. I was worried because there is a about stuff in here, but shopping bags now. You're welcome. Well, he's in green now.
¿No le vas a llevar libros para que le ayudes a leer?
A lot of our parents have.
Bueno,
If I'm dividing, it's different in how much time.
ahí está, ¿no, mami? Está los niños. Pues es que la tirar.
Yes, I think it will.